the really interesting things about virtual reality is that there are no constraints. Like normally a creative process is kind of helped and aided by the fact that there are lots of things that can't be done. So maybe the screen's small, maybe the inputs are tiny, maybe the budget's too small, maybe we don't have very long. And it's those constraints which really help ideation. If you ask an adult to draw a picture with a whole variety of drawing implements and you don't tell them what to draw, it's very, very difficult to come up with an idea. If you tell them to draw a house in green using a blue crayon, things become a little bit more easy. So part of the problem with the whole virtual reality landscape is there are so many inputs, there is so much possibility, technology is advancing so quickly that literally anything can be done. So if you're a car company, is the best way to use virtual reality to create a test drive experience? Is it to create a branded environment within the virtual reality world which is in-game advertising? Is it to try and offer a competition to see where people can win a virtual car? There are just so many things that are possible. It actually makes it quite hard to ideate around. I think for me, the real promise of VR is about taking people away from their current situation. So you can kind of imagine in the same way that gaming is a very popular hobby right now. It may be a very popular hobby on a Friday evening or a Saturday morning to go into a completely different environment. And I think one of the most interesting and compelling kind of use cases for advertising within that world is about this idea of kind of branded sponsored environments. So maybe Etihad can transport you to Rome and Italy. Maybe Emirates Airline can transport you to Shanghai of today. It's all about how brands can kind of play a meaningful role in helping you explore the world in that particular case. So then we'll have situations where this won't be a media that people have to buy. It's literally the airline's job to create this wonderful, powerful, immersive experience, and then people will associate the great moments they had at that particular time with the airline that made it possible. And if you think about that kind of mental mapping, in the real world, that's how people explore. So to kind of build an association between Emirates taking you to amazing places or Etihad giving you amazing experiences, to create that mental model in people's brains is a very powerful, compelling experience. I think if there's one thing I'd like to make really clear about virtual reality, it's the canvas for this is so big and so profound that we have no idea what it will become. Like there are certain technologies in our lives where it's easy to see how it could change things, and we tend to sort of frame that vision through what we've experienced before. So we see self-driving cars as the same sort of cars that we see today, but with a car that drives you around. That's not actually really what self-driving cars are about. Like self-driving cars are way more about cars that are much smaller, that are much lighter, that are probably electricity powered, that you summon on demand. The problem of parking disappears, the problem of traffic congestion disappears because they probably all talk to each other and figure out how to get the best way home. It probably means that people can live in different places. So our problem with looking at technology tends to be that we frame the future through the past. So if you really think about what virtual reality can become, it's not about a game experience on a Friday night, it's not about being transported to a shopping mall and picking a dress that way. It's probably about everything that's in our fabric of our lives changing. It probably means that we can work in different ways. It probably means that office environments change. It probably means that we can live in different places. So when we are thinking about the effect of this technology, we need to be open to the incredibly profound implications that it can have on every aspect of our life.